G'day everybody. Just want to have a little chat about what would you do or what could you do when it comes to a situation about thieves, partnership and death threats and almost succeeding in killing you, right? And failed but still are trying to do death threats or get you locked up as they believe that no one wants to listen to you, or they have a team that works for them and they can do whatever they want. So let's start off the story about a person moving in next door to you. And where they move into, it's got to do with the same real estate. Right? Before they moved in, you've had people move into this particular house and you've had violent incidences where these people, this real estate has moved in people next to you where they're very violent because this real estate deals with certain circumstances with certain people, which is domestic violence, drug people and all that kind of stuff. And so you might get used to having these people and these certain problems, as these people can bring their problems with them, right? And so with this real estate, you've had a few times, the recent bad one, over a few different tenants through these places, through this real estate, you've had death threats before and stuff like that, as these people have problems and they believe that you're part of their problem in their life, or you become a problem for them, right? And so that house has a reputation of craziness, right? As this killer actually come through the roof, right, to get their victim, their person they wanted to get. Now, imagine when all this stuff happens that you call the real estate about certain things and you're worried about stuff. But the law and the real estate don't seem to care. They will just go, as long as we get paid and people are paying, we don't really want to know. Is it in the little criteria box that we've only got as we're robots, like noise complaint and certain other things, when it comes to death threats and stuff like that, it's not big enough. It's crazy, eh? It's weird. They're a little bit like the government system where they fix things little but they don't understand what B is. A little bit like the government police system believes that if someone says, I'm going to go perhaps stab you, give you a cut, perhaps come and beat you to death, right? That's a threat than just saying I'm going to come and kill you. Isn't that weird? Like, as far as I'm concerned, you can threaten to beat someone or want to hurt someone majorly. Is a less threat than I will kill you, I've got a team to come and kill you, and then you find out this team works in all the same area and only favours them. Now, because this is happening, this team, what happens is they attack you, and then before you go to court, or if you complain and get nothing, they will go complain, as they believe, because no one's helping you, that they've got a chance to get help and attack you even more, right? And when it comes to these claims of all these tenants, I got completely ignored until the end factor. Right? Now, the first one, I didn't want to get the police involved too much. The incidents went down pretty quickly. They were quiet more often, right? I didn't see them for very often. And then there was attacks, right? As the other one that was attacking wasn't there all the time, right? It was turned up, wasn't meant to be there, right? As the person that was meant to be there was already trying to escape domestic violence. But yet these real estate allowed the domestic violence to turn up and doesn't stop it. So I don't know why they give people houses for domestic violence and then they allow and have no rules to stop the domestic violence people when they get out of jail to turn back up to these places. Pretty sad, eh? And so let's continue with this story. So at the start you get another tenant. Now this tenant, while you're trying to clean and stuff, told you to get off your property, to get off their property, do all these, call you abuse, do all this. You leave that go. They start sending complaints to the real estate about your noise, trying to get you kicked out, right? And they fail at that. Then you find that they steal what you try to start a business, neighborhood watch. That's a new story. That's what I started doing. Neighborhood watch, talking and spiritual, finding my way. As I'm also a person that went through some issues and had to sort out myself why these things were happening. Right? And started doing that without annoying other people and doing things unrighteous. And so I thought to get my do some exercise and stuff like that. I decided to do some community work, clean up around the area. It's just there, I can do it, and connect with people. They're interested in what I do, and most people did, except one. There's been one problem, one set of tenants that's living that doesn't like me doing neighbourhood watch, cleaning up, doing my thing. They'll yell and scream at you. They'll start calling you all sorts of lies and why you're there and why you're doing what you're doing. Right? Those type of things. So you approach them after you put a sign up. They pull your sign down. They harass you at your workplace. Right? They call you all these names, threaten you as well on there. Right? You'll get video of them threaten you, want to kill you every time you come out the front. Right? Now, you can take this to the police, and the police can't do nothing. They'll rock up and go, yep, oh no, we've got a little bit like the real estate criteria, right? About the threatening of the stabbing kind of thing. It will come on that. Get them to say they're going to stab you, right? Not come and kill you, not use a team. That's just too more clear and direct. We need to know how they're going to do it. Isn't that crazy? Even though you can show that these people, you've already done previous reports of these people trying to kill you, or tried to through the police. As these people, after I approached them about the sign and asked them why they stole my sign, as I videoed them, had them on video stealing the sign, still not enough for the police to do anything. Shocking, eh? This is why I do not trust the police. The police is just as scary as the bad guys. Isn't that bad as the bad guys use the police against you, right? So I'm in a situation where I've got to go to over the border and stuff and get other people to, even though they're trying to stop me, to speak about these situations where I'm about to get to how they get you to stop you from speaking about it, right? So once they go behind the scenes, they know that you're going to get them, you can get them and get them locked up. They're going to quickly go behind the scenes because the law works for the bad guys better, right? And whoever gets in there first in best dressed, right? That's what I've worked out over there. All these court incidences that I've had. Oh, just before this, after the sign incident and stuff like that, they try to get me kicked out with real estate. Then they try to get me kicked out with false claims of a needle and stuff like that. And then the real estate took me to court about these claims. And in the end, the claims were false. The real estate had nothing because it was all talk, no evidence. That's what it was, right? An attempt to try to hope that people will believe to get me kicked out, right? Previous tenants actually tried the same trick that I've talked about when it comes to these previous tenants. I've had these attacks before. When people don't like you, they try to use the law and certain things to attack you behind the scenes, right? To make them feel good because they don't like you. And before all this started happening, I've already had a lot of incidences where the real estate, you could say I'm a pain in the butt to them and made them look bad in certain areas, like I've already talked about, where I've already done some complaints before, and in the end I was right, and someone nearly got killed, right? And lucky they saved their life, right? And managed to turn the steering wheel and roll the car because the person that broke in through the roof actually got them and was on the way to kill them. That's what I was told by the person that was living there and come and visit me one day, as I have a witness who was also here when they come to visit me to have a chat about what happened, why she was wearing a neck brace, right? That was previous incident, right? This is why I'm worried. You might sound like you go, shouldn't you be worried and be running and get... Nah, well, I believe I'm more tougher than the police officers, right? Police officers, right, when they come and got me, they couldn't get me one, they come with a big team, right? like bullies do. Right? So let's get back to this story. So I've done all this. The police turned up. When I approached them about the sign, I was a little drunk. I was drunk that time. And I ended up getting strangled. And it was on the video. There was no need for anything, right? No even need for the fight. There was only need to be for truth. The truth didn't want to come out. And so the fight happened, you see? And I nearly got choked to death. This fight was where they put me in the ground and wanted to kill me. Obviously wanted to hide the evidence, don't talk about me. As they've continually keep talking about this, right? So I'm saying that's probably what was going on then. But I had a witness, and the witness begged for my life, and they released. And I called the police, and the police turned up and said, it's not for them, right? It's a civil matter. I don't know how it's a civil matter. I don't know these people. I've never met these people. Never had a dinner with these people. Never gone out with these people. In fact, these people have only just turned up, put a shit in my yard, and because I've got a dog and they believe that every shit they got, if someone walked past and shit it on their front yard, was from my dog, right? This is what I've got to deal with. And that's what was happening for a year or two. I'll get shits all of a sudden. The fuck are they putting this shit in my yard for, right? But you wouldn't want to approach such people because they're just right? And I try to ignore that for the first year or two of when they've been here. But then since I went to do community work, and walked on their property and all these things, I have become their target and they want me dead and gone. They say it to my face. I have video recordings of it, but the police won't do nothing because they can't even spend 5 minutes in that area. You need a lawyer. I've got a lawyer to come after they try to get me locked up, but they only want to talk about the incidents of their claims, right? So you end up needing a lawyer. My mum's going to help me out with a lawyer, but she's been sick ever since, right? So I haven't fought back. This is what I just told a person recently that come from the real estate. I'm asked some questions. People come from the real estate, and so I've had death threats, and I wouldn't even know if they're working for them. Definitely people that are talking to them. Now, after all those death threats, I've sent things to the real estate. I've mentioned about the death threats. It's continue. But a little while ago, I sent all the proof about all the lies they lie, all the threats, the way they're trying to kick me out, all these kind of things should be enough evidence to go, I think you need to move this tenant. As you already talk about that we can't have friends and other things here because they bring incidences. Well, you've got a tenant and you've had previous tenants before, and I've already been true about these areas where you've got a tenant that's causing problems, right? It's worse than a noise complaint and all these things. And yet that got ignored. So in the end, all my complaints first up and legit got ignored. Then behind the scenes, they go get it. The recent one, right, now is, so I've had a lot. This is just a quick rundown. That's just a little bit of nothing, right, of all the areas. So the police won't help, but when they do a report, the police help them, right? So if you know how to do a report and use the system, you'll work out all right. If you're a person who's semi-illiterate, doesn't have much friends around, you'll have a bad guy that wants to kill you and go, you got no friends, you don't know the system, I'm going to fuck you up the ass, right? You don't know who I am, right? And because of these previous instances I already have, I do not trust the system, and why would I? It fails me, right? So I've got to go try another state later on and stuff like that when it comes to these complaints. Now the last one, police have too many chefs in the pot. So I've had police ignore, and then the ones that don't go, you need to go do a report. They can't help you. If you threaten, if someone come out with a weapon or something like that, and they say they had one, then they can help you. But they can't help you when you've got previous attacks and incidences where they've had sweet talk out of it, I guess, right? You didn't step up hard enough, so they go, well, if you didn't attack, I guess it didn't happen. This is why domestic violence happens a lot. Why don't women complain about domestic violence, get beaten up? Pretty much the same situation. The government helps the bad guys more than the actual people getting beaten up. It's very sad, right? And it's happening right here. The system's failing in the same way where I go, I don't even want to talk to the police. They don't do nothing. And so it gets worse. So I'll talk about this, and I have this story once I'm safe. I can release this story as proof of how that gets worse, how the violence got worse, how the threats against me have gotten worse, and how the bullying and the backing up against me has gotten worse. as they can speak behind the scenes with paperwork of falsity, right? These people, to try to get you kicked out, will constantly try to do false claims until you don't want to turn up, and then they will get what they want at court. If you don't turn up at court, more likely they'll get a claim, right? Another little trick. Now, these people have also been doing complaints about the same people sending me to court on the wrong stuff, right? So I've got the real estate backing these people up, sending me to court on false claims, losing, and still rather attack me, ignore me. Plenty of phone calls ring up, right? All these things. I'm about to ring up the real estate today when the maintenance guy turn up, right? Because I've got a lot of questions for them to answer, right? And death threats. And he's going to have to get recorded because he doesn't understand about this real estate and the problems I've gone through, right? In fact, I shouldn't even let this dude in with the problems I've gone through, but I know I have to. These enemy plays games and smile in your face, and you've just got to be a strong person. If something goes down, I'll make sure that hopefully I can save my life, right? These people stalk me on the internet and know what I'm talking about. I even talk about them. These people, why don't you talk about them to the public, as the police don't care about you? They'll go to the police again and tell the police that someone's talking about me. Here's a clip of where they were just talking about me. So get them to shut down or not talk about me, because I don't want you to see the clip over here where I talk about them, where I'm going to kill them. Pretty sad, eh, people? But this is the truth. This is the truth, and you won't even be able to get it out at court because they only want to talk about what the killer has sent to the complaint, like they're driving out the driveway, and you go, how dare this person drive out the driveway 20 times a day to go get some people? You know, you just make up something, all right? You've already got threats earlier, but they won't want to care about that. They just want to care why you're videoing someone that wants to kill you. And if you try to talk about the evidence of one killing, no. We just want to talk about that day, that video. That's what they did to me. How dare them? Right? This place is corrupted, and I'm waiting to defend myself once again from the police and from the real estate and from this person from the real estate. Right? Now, I've talked about maintenance. I've been choking on all these things. None of my maintenance get done. And now I've got my real estate turning up after I've just put up clips on the internet from this stalker who's also connected to this real estate that I know that ring up and favour him, and he rings up to try to get me out. So I've got the real estate wants to get me out. They get a tenant that's crazy to try to get me out the sour sea, right? That's what's going to happen at court. We've got proof of this kind of stuff. And now they're completely ignoring my calls again, right, when it comes to housing. So I'm going to try to call again today about, once again, have they seen my videos? I rang up ages ago and I asked them to call me. They never have. Why do we have to call a million times for these people to do their job? I'm going to give them a good mouthful, people, of the truth. And we'll see what happens. It will be recorded. I have to record it as I've got death threats. This is serious. This is going to court, right? And they all might play with it like a game and worry about their feelings. Well, that'll be sad if they do that, eh, everybody? Right? As, when I come to this, why they're coming now. Now, a few days ago, I just recorded someone. I've been waiting for a plumber for ages. I've had mold and all this kind of stuff. So we just had a plumber turn up to the other place where I've been waiting for. And knocked on my door just a week or so ago, right? And got the wrong address, even though I'm waiting for a plumber. And the real estate was sending that plumber to someone else, or they're paying for their own plumber. Wouldn't surprise me, as we're with a real estate where they don't do nothing, and they know that in the end you will fix it for them. They love that kind of shit, right? And they go, oh, we don't have to worry about it. We left it long enough, right? It is bloody shocking. And so this real estate gets people to come and fix things for the other tenants, even though you're waiting for them. They'll knock on your door and you'll think, oh, I'm going to finally get something done. And it's not for you. They'll go there, right? And this plumber went to the place, to the tenants that I'm talking about, right? And now I've got to, and these people like to complain about everything I do. So if someone wanted to complain about my solar system, they would send this clip going, look, he's talking about this, and you better go check up this, right? And the real estate wanted to do it for a while, but now it's suddenly happening. I'm trying to get a real story out really quickly. I just got to do this because I've got a moment coming, and it could be a day where I could die, right? And so I'm just getting this out from my diary as incidences, and when you wait for something, it can happen at any moment, right? And I'm saying that because these people did death threats, and the police told me to go to make a complaint so I can get protection, which I tried actually, and with my mum, but the internet's playing up. I get all malfunctions, right? Try to do that, and the next minute, these other people, every time you try to do something, these other people twist it where they believe that they're the victim and they can do it, right? And then they went and did a claim because I couldn't, and so they go, look, he couldn't do it. Look, I'll go do something, show my friends, and make him look like what he just tried to make us. So the people that death threatened me and all that just got another claim, and I didn't go to court, and I said, why should I go to court and false stuff, right? But they won. If I turned up, I would have wasted my time. They would have tried again, right? And so I didn't turn up this time. They would have tried before. And so they got their claim, even though I've been death threatened and everything, but I haven't gotten told to put it through, you see? And now they're protected, even though I was meant to get the protection. Crazy, eh? On old claims from way back, right? Even though I've got a fresh one, old claims from way back, and then yet they got it, eh? It's crazy. That's the system. That's why I hate the police. They turn up and they go, oh, we've got a protection order, and the person that we've asked you in our own team that you should get a protection order. See how bad it is? On old claims, it's not even true. Because they can make a court case and make things happen, and you can't. Isn't that sad? That the system allows bad guys to bully good people or other people because they don't know it or can't use it. Poor and broke. Rich people do it to them too. Isn't that sad? Fucking sad as fuck. So I'll be calling the real estate if I can get through today, because I've been waiting for a plumber to get rid of this mold because of my cystic fibrosis. My health is getting bad. I had to clean up most of it myself, right? And other important things when it comes to safety than to worry about another recheck. They're doing another power safety check, right? Just little things. I'm sick of their little things, eh, people? It's like playing a game. It's like you want this and they go, we'll just give you that. Oh, we'll up your rent while you're at it. Let's talk about bullying, eh? Huh? I know it's been 10 years since you've actually rang up probably maybe 20 times over that, right? And stuff like that. You could ring 100 times. That's what they would say. Sorry. But we're going to up your rent. Right? You can't do nothing about it. If you're poor, even more nothing about it. What are you going to do about it? You're going to take a score, and that usually needs money. And if you don't have money, you're going to get a shit lawyer, and people would, you don't help that area. You know why I hate lawyers? Because lawyers don't have a heart. They're not there to make things right. They're there to make a buck. If we had lawyers that are there to make things right, we would have a hell of a system. Right? In fact, I've already thought about how to make a system where you make lawyers be righteous, right? By rewarding righteous, right? Not rewarding getting off people. Right? Righteous should pay more. Governments should help out lawyers with bonuses when they find out about killers and put them to jail. Right? Coppers can't do it. If lawyers can do it, they should get bonuses, not coppers. Right? Coppers are just a robot. You know, people are sad. That's why they work for the bad guys. I was just talking about. They're a fucking robot. Unless they see it and have to be in it on the incident, that's what they say. So you got to get lucky. And yet every time you call the cops when you need them, they never really turn up, right? In the incidences. But yet these bad guys seem to do it. That's another complaint too. Every time I've gone to call the cops, it's taken an hour, half an hour. These bad guys go to call the cops. Coincidentally, 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes max. Pretty quick minutes. Shocking, eh? That's why I don't even trust the police again, because we already know about police and their informants, right? Fucking shocking. So let's see what comes up. There's a little bit of the rundown of what's been going on. I even tried to talk to someone the other day that's turned up today, and this stalker comes in and has a whinge that I talk about him. So they go get these things behind the scenes to now say, don't talk about me. Don't say that I choked you to death. Don't say that I'm going to come and kill you. How crazy. They actually the government helps them that much with their ego that that's how high their ego gets. Don't fuck with me. You're just a poor cunt with no family. With cystic fibrosis that I say you don't have. Right? That's your system. So good luck. That's why I'm moving from Australia. The system, it's a lovely country, probably have lovely people in it, but wait till they get this problem. Right? You don't know till you become the victim, and they've slowly been doing this for years. You can check up on YouTube and other things of what's happening to people. Right? I've been respectful for the police. I've got plenty of clips I can put up about them, but I don't. Right? I go to this righteous thing that I believe that if we do the right thing, that something right will come and help, but it's not true. You have to do things yourself. In fact, if I don't do a step and able to do a step, I'm dead. There's no God Saviour. There's nothing. In fact, the Bible talks about if you try to get real on it, you're going to get attacked even more with these demons, definitely if you're in a city of Sodom. Right? Means don't talk about it in North Korea and stuff like that. You're just going to die. Right? You got to wait for the other God righteous people who can do something, but they rather sit down and have a coffee and watch things. Pretty sad, eh? You know, we're righteous over here. But technically, in the end, they're watching killers happen and not doing nothing. Is technically not righteous. You let things go. You should always have something to say when bad things happen or you find out about bad things. But anyway, that's me. See how I talk? See the things I was doing? And yet, I'm about to go to jail. Perhaps I've already told my family. All that kind of stuff. They haven't got much time. A lot of people these days don't believe nothing until it happens. Right? I already know this with my family, as I've seen people say things and other friends, and people didn't listen until they're there. And then it becomes harder for them. Isn't that sad how you see that in all sectors of human history? It's a bloody joke, isn't it? But anyway, I got someone turning up at 11 o'clock. Probably wouldn't surprise me they don't even turn up. Like I said, I've had a lot of issues where things are meant to happen. I've been promised maintenance constantly, and people going, yeah, turn up, oh yeah, I'll come back and do this, and don't come back. So have a good one out there, everybody, and see how this saga continues. As poor me with cystic fibrosis, no family members, a broke person is getting threatened, has all the video evidence. No one wants to see these threats. The police can't do anything about it unless they're killing you. All these certain steps that I just told you. I actually found out that I've copped it really bad, and I look like a bad violent man already, and I've got a part on this system because of this bad guy already. After already doing all these things, and because I retaliated to the system and couldn't do nothing when it comes to these lawyers, and the lawyers didn't want to listen, they just went. So that's why I say, I'm waiting for North Korea to come and get me. All I can do is sit here and try to escape, and if I can't, I haven't got a friend to even come and drive a car or anything. That's not because I'm not an asshole. That's because I didn't have many friends in the first place, and I went spiritual the last few years, and these people know this, and I'm a perfect victim for them. I have friends. I've never left my friends in a bad state. In fact, I can ring up 50 people right now and go, g'day, I haven't seen you in ages, I know. And ask for a favour if I need to, but I don't do this. These people that have threatened me would say, if the doctor says you don't have cystic fibrosis, you should sue them. Got video of them saying it. Pretty crazy, eh? These people, to me, are actually crazy. And then the people are helping them out, if they're helping these crazy people out, the system must be crazy too. And they're part of them. Right? I don't trust them. Anyone that talks to these people and work with these people, I do not trust 100% more than I already don't trust. You know what I mean? And so if anyone comes in your house after death threats, you want to recall them, wouldn't you? You want to check their ID. Right? If they think you're strange, you tell them, sit on my fucking finger and rotate. You don't know the story. This is not strange. These are steps that need to be. And I've got to constantly do it, and you'll just ignore it because I've been doing these steps for a while. Right? So imagine if these people wanted to complain, what would they do? What would you see if they're still attacking you? Now, I've already had a face-to-face conversation with the real estate about previous incidences, about the videos I've sent them, but the videos I got now since then are even worse. Right? And that was more than enough then. But it doesn't matter what they are now. Once they know that real estate won't do things unless it's certain criteria boxes, which they'll ignore, you're absolutely fine. Doesn't matter about common sense or anything. Isn't that sad? That the humans, it doesn't matter if they know it's right now, that they've got to fight this system that should already be changed. Because we hear so-called prime ministers and stuff that are going to get elected to get in there and change it, and they don't. They rather say, oh, we're going to build a fancy building and here's $100 for you, shut up. Pretty shocking, eh? But that's just the truth. That's why nothing happens. You go do some selfies. You want another $100? Have a good one out there, and let's see how interesting it gets when I call the real estate and go, oh, I'm glad that you're coming to do a little check here on something. But why haven't you done these other things yet? Why is it when I can complain about, say, stepping on the carpet here? See, when I got my carpet replaced, at the end of it, they double lined it, left the old line there. So when I walk past into the kitchen, I've got to feel needles. How shocking is that? It's like the work they do. You can complain, oh, it's just too bad, you just got to cop it. Oh, okay. They're the things I'm dealing with, people. And pretty much, we'll just leave it till you fix it. Right? And we'll try to put up the rent we can. And then if you say, and they're like a hotel too, as soon as you got someone in there, they go, oh shit, how long has that person been there? Are they staying the night? We want to put up the rent. Shocking, eh? In fact, I've even told this real estate that I'd love to have someone move in, and ever since not long after that, I've had these tax pick up, and then I want them to move, and I'm trying to sort out things, and if I can't, I need to move, right? And so this other person's not going to move in. They're actually here to help me and protect me even more than ever, right? And need to be here even more than ever, just for safety reasons. They're not living here. They're here now for safety reasons, and they wouldn't even want to be here. But together, we can look after each other, and we're managing to be here. That if they had family issues too, and if they had other choices and they could help me, I'd already be gone, and they would be gone too. You see? These people pick on poor people that need help, and that's very sad. So have a good one out there, people, and see you later.